Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll take a look at a new King of New York and how he's helped the New York Knicks make their way into the playoffs. Julius Randle has been having the best season yet, and for the first time since 2013, the Knicks have a winning record. The Knicks are sitting pretty as the 4th seed in the East. So with that being said, today's topic is NBA legends and more on Julius Randle. So let's get into the video.
Hawks, you got to box out down there.
Randle spins, gets it tight.
It's been a long, painful drought in New York. The Knicks haven't won a championship since 1973, but luckily Julius Randle has given the franchise some hope this season. Knicks fans are going crazy, so let's check out what some NBA legends and more have to say about Julius Randle.
About any other team.
You see him?
You being here.
You see him?
The New York Knicks, 9 straight. Beat the Raptors 120-103 on Saturday, the longest winning streak for the Knicks since the 2013 season, which coincidentally was the last time they made the playoffs. So Stephen A., is the Knicks' 9-game winning streak something, nothing, or everything?
Well, first of all, it's everything. All right, it's everything. When you haven't won the title since 1993, when you haven't been relevant since 1973. I apologize, 1973. Okay, and on top of it all, you haven't been relevant for the last damn near quarter century. Of course, it's a big deal. But I also would like to add this: the number one defense in the NBA. They play together. They are building a culture. And
my boy Julius Randle is getting MVP chance up in MSG. That's what I'm talking about. Julius Randle is taking his game to another level. You know, when you look around this league and you talk about players that have improved, to me, this guy has stepped up tremendously. To me, he gets my vote. If I had a vote, the most improved player.
Yes,
if you look what B.I. did last year, who got it, he's doing exactly what Brandon Ingram did. So if he doesn't get it, it'll be a travesty.
This is
Richard?
This is just
Resident News.
This is tragic.
give it up.
This is tragic.
Give it up.
Look, I'm going because they don't want to hear positive things from me, but I'm going to still say positive things. I am so glad that they have done the things, and I truly believe. It starts with Dolan, then it went to the front office, and then they brought in a coach that was going to run things. It wasn't going to take any mess from people up top. He wasn't going to he was going to hold his ground. He was going to bring in the type of players that he wanted. And then you get a guy like Julius Randle that just has one of the, he's all NBA this year. He's an all NBA player, in my opinion. I said this a couple of weeks ago when they won 5 or 6 games, and it looks like they were going to be the playoffs. This is before they went on a 9-game winning streak. So I think, look, all the credit deserves the Knicks. Right. Now, you get the credit and you deserve it, but the job's not done.
The job's not done.
Keep pushing.
Keep pushing. But by the way, do you realize that Julius Randle's 3-year-old son is a better story than most people in the NBA right now? Just watch his son.
Hilarious.
He's hilarious. He's hilarious. He's crying, talking about he hates the Nets. Another week he's smiling and blowing kisses. I mean, Julius Randle's son is this dude is a headline.
Was the last time the Knicks lost?
All right, and by the way, I do have a vote. He is the most improved player. I want to say that, number one. And number two, he is a legitimate MVP candidate because they have come out of nowhere, the New York Knicks.
It's incredible to see how much Randle has improved his game from his time with the Lakers. He's shooting the 3, driving when it's needed, plus involving his teammates on being a great leader on the floor. So let's get back to the video.
When he was with the Lakers, but he had too many guys taken away from his skill set. Now he's in New York, he can show all of his skill set.
We also saw him handle the basketball when he was in LA that 3rd and 4th year, how good he was on the break. But Big Game James, I'm sure you're proud in a lot of ways because you did work with him a lot. A lot of his points back then, he had that quick first step. They were in the paint, getting offensive boards. He would bully guys. But now you see the maturation in his all-around game, the handles, the step back, the mid-range, the three-pointer. He's got it all right now.
Yeah. Julius came to the Lakers with a 5-gear stick shift. But he only used 5th gear. That's all he used, 5th gear. It was wide open. Once he slowed down a little bit and started to wait till he got in the threat areas and then use his speed and understand footwork, it's nice to see a player, because a lot of players miss it. A lot of players go through the league, they're talented, but they miss that moment when they need to, learn the science and the theory of the game. You see him slowing down. I had no idea he would ever become the shooter that he's become. That's going to open up so much more his game as he continues to develop. But I love his process, all-star.
You know the guys in this league that go into the lab every offseason, and it is not an overnight thing. I think that's what's so hard for so many people to understand. This takes years. There's a progression, Rob, and you can see the hard work paying off, so you got to give him a lot of props.
Yeah, you got to give him a lot of props. The hard work is working out, and you also understand, who he's playing with. He has a coach that has put him in the right position to be successful. He has the teammates that work well with him. You look at that team, it's like everybody's pretty much the same, but they all have designated things that they do. And Julius Randle is that one guy that does it all. So he's kind of free to do what he does, and it's so great to see him pulling up with that J. It's so good to see him finally going right. It's so good to see him just, being confident in his game. And that's what it all boils down to, having the confidence in yourself. And once you have that, the coaches are going to have the confidence, and then it shows on the court.
I'm also proud, Brez. I bought that beachfront property on Randall Island years ago. I kept it. It's worth millions now. Big game, James. All right, let's get you to...
Back to the jump. Rachel Nichols, still joined by Paul Pierce, Zach Lowe, and gentleman Julius Randle. Another big game last night. Made us want to play one of our favorite games here at the jump. Oh, yes, it's the stat market. You hear the opening bell. We will give you stats, and you buy or sell whether they will continue. So first up, Randle, who is having the best season of his career. 23 points, 11 rebounds, 5.5 assists per game, all career highs. He's one of just 4 players in the league averaging 20, 10, and 5. And our researcher, Caesar, discovered no Knicks player has ever done this for a full season. So as we start to take a look at highlights from Randle's 40-piece last night, Paul, do you buy or sell Julius Randle becoming the first Knick ever to average 20, 10, and 5 for a full season?
I'm buying it. I've seen the improvement in this kid's game from going from the Lakers here to New York, and he's made the jump. And I'm telling you, he should be in an all-star game. I'm buying this. I'm buying. 20, 10, and 5 is not easy to do. He's getting it done at all aspects of the game.
Come on. I've held my Julius Randle stock way too long to sell it now. 20, 10, and 5. I've already got 23 and 11. He's easily clearing the first 2 5.5 assists. I'm buying. Julius Randle, I don't know what's gotten into him. I don't know where these jump shots are coming from, but it has been incredible to watch. And how about the New York Knicks? 1 game under 500. Wow.
I know where this is coming from. This is when an organization is more in sync, from the front office to the coaching staff to the way they are managing players. This is why infrastructure in a team makes such a big difference. If you can support players differently, you can bring out the best in them. We have talked a lot on this show about all the changes the Knicks have made since they got new management in the front office, since Tom Thibodeau came in, Leon Rose. It makes a difference on the court. They don't have to be world beaters and win every game to see improvement. We're seeing it over and over again, and Julius Randle is one of the best stories of this season. Vince, what has impressed you most about the way Julius Randle has played this year?
Just his overall improvement. I think Tibbs has instilled in him leadership and confidence. And we talked last week, and I asked him about the same thing. I said, what has it been? What has it done for you? He just said his work ethic and his commitment and the opportunity to be the leader of this team, and the team working together at night when they get on the road, they're bonding. But he said mostly he's used to the team, him going to the gym late at night. Now they all are going in there working together and getting shots up. And it translates on the court. Guys trust each other. They understand who he is, what he brings to the table, and the attention to detail to get better as a player individually. But I tell you what, they understand they're there for him when he gets double teamed. He demands double teams now, and he's making the right plays. And it's, like I said, it's infectious.
Julius, we're talking about you. I don't know if you heard that from Vince Carter.
Am I good?
You are good, sir. I don't know if you could hear Vince Carter bragging on you there for a minute.
I hear you, Vince. I appreciate it.
We heard those MVP chants from the MSG faithful when we brought you in. What is it like to hear that after the career that...
So can Julius Randle and RJ Barrett bring a championship back to the MSG? Stay tuned for the postseason as the Knicks clinch a spot in the playoffs. Thanks for tuning in to watch today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.